University of Fullerton. Today's commencement ceremony honors the accomplishments of our Titan candidates for graduation and the successful completion of their degree requirements. For nearly 55 years, Cal State Fullerton has been the center of intellectual and cultural life in the region and has worked to prepare our more than 200,000 alumni for a life of professional success and personal enrichment. The faculty, staff, family members, and friends who are present today played a critical role in the education of each of our new graduates. They share in this day and have my utmost thanks for all they have done. To our graduates, the class of 2012, on behalf of the entire campus community, I congratulate you. This is truly an impressive milestone for each of you, and you should be proud of your achievement. I wish each of you much happiness and success, and hope you'll reflect warmly on your time at Cal State Fullerton well into the future. While you're out making your mark in the world, remember that commencement does not end your relationship with Cal State Fullerton. I encourage all of you to stay connected to your alma mater, particularly through the Alumni Association. We look forward to your continued involvement as a proud Titan.
At this very special moment, I would like to congratulate you on all of your achievements and wish you the best with your future endeavors. Be safe and have a good celebration. Remember, once a Titan, always a Titan. Stay in touch.
On behalf of the faculty in the division, I'd like to congratulate all of you today on your achievement. Graduation is truly a very important event, a real milestone in your lives, and I know that you and your families will remember this day and cherish it. Congratulations, best of luck, and please come back to Cal State Fullerton.
Hi, I'm Bill Barrett, Vice President for Administration and Finance here at Cal State Fullerton, and I want to add my congratulations to each and every one of you as you graduate today, either undergraduate or graduate, and good luck and do.
Silas Abrego, Interim Vice President for Student Affairs. Congratulations to you, your family, and friends. I know you have worked very hard for this degree, and I encourage you to use what you have learned both inside and outside the classroom. We are proud of your accomplishments, and as Titan alumni, I know you will represent Cal State Fullerton well and make us proud. Best to you all on this special day. Congratulations.
of my Division of University Advancement, congratulations to every one of you this year. Today you will become a member of the Titan family. I know every one of you are going to go out into the community and put the fine education you've received at Cal State Fullerton to great use. My heartfelt congratulations on this momentous occasion, and good luck to you all. Always be proud to be a Titan.
Hello, my name is Amir Davirian, Vice President for Information Technology at Cal State Fullerton. To the graduates, I extend my sincere congratulations on the most impressive educational achievement, getting your degree. On behalf of Information Technology team, it has been our pleasure serving you and your technology needs during your time as students at our campus. I wish you much success and best wishes for your future, and enjoy your graduation. This is your day.
Susan Cooper, Dean of the Irvine campus. On behalf of the faculty and staff of the newly opened Irvine campus, now located in the Irvine Spectrum, we congratulate you, the Cal State Fullerton graduates and your families. We are proud not only of the graduates who have attended class in Irvine, but all of the Titan graduates who are here today. You have worked hard over many years and sacrificed much to reach this happy day. We hope that you realize your employment goals, take time to enjoy your family and friends, and represent Cal State Fullerton well as active alumni. Best wishes for a great day.
Congratulations to the graduates of today and to those of you about to become alumni. You've worked hard to get to this day, and many people at Cal State Fullerton have contributed to your success during your time here. As a university librarian, and on behalf of all my librarians and staff, I hope we contributed some to your success. Again, congratulations to you on this your day. Enjoy it to the fullest, and may the future hold everything you wish and hope for.
Congratulations on your achievement. My hope for you as graduates is that you have the courage to follow your heart, the strength to believe in yourself when others don't, and the fortitude to follow your dreams wherever they may live. Enjoy and celebrate the day, and may God richly bless all of your tomorrows.
Special day. I am Chief Dennis J.D. Mayo of the University Police Department. On behalf of all of us here, our sworn and our professional staff, we want to congratulate you today on your academic achievements. This is a great nation. You are our future. Your challenges are to go out there and make this nation and keep it where it is one of the best in the world. What I challenge you with is success, which is contagious, and to settle for nothing less than success as a Titan. Thank you. Congratulations.
athletics. I want to congratulate all of you today on this special day, and especially our student athletes. We are all very proud of your accomplishments, both in the classroom and on the playing fields and courts.
Hi, I'm Nancy Doherty, Assistant Vice President of Enrollment Services. We at the Admissions and Records Office have been pleased to have worked with you from your very first day here at Cal State Fullerton to this very exciting day, your graduation. And remember, if you ever need a transcript, we will be happy to help you on that day too. On behalf of all of us in the Office of Admissions and Records, I extend sincere congratulations to all of the graduates of today and wish you the best for a very successful future.
Hello, my name is Diana Lopez-Fisher. I am the Executive Director of Alumni Relations. On behalf of the Titan alumni community, let me offer my warmest congratulations to you, graduation. Completing your degree at Cal State Fullerton is a huge accomplishment and milestone in your life, but it certainly does not mark the end of your relationship with your alma mater. CSUF is very proud of you. We have every confidence that you will quickly become leaders in your professional and personal communities. So keep your Titan pride. Join the Alumni Association, mentor a student, come to a game to cheer on a team. Stay connected, stay involved. It's easy, rewarding, and will provide you countless opportunities to tap into the Titan.
Dr. Susan Jacobson, the Director of the University Honors Program. On behalf of everyone in the program, we're pleased to offer our congratulations to this year's graduates.
Jarnigan, and I am your Dean of Students. For the students, families, parents, friends, and community members here on campus today, congratulations. Today is the culminating experience of all of your years of hard work, dedication, and commitment to earning your college degree. For the students here today, I would like to encourage you as you move out into your professional lives, into volunteering experiences, into perhaps further education through graduate school. Please take your Titan pride with you, shaping your communities, and be sure to come back and be active alums on this campus. Cal State Fullerton is great because of you, because you make it that way, and we would welcome your continued participation in the campus community as representatives of this institution. Again, congratulations to all of you, hard work, and on the recognition that you so well deserve today.
Hi, I'm Joe Arnold, Dean of the College of the Arts, and I'd like to take this opportunity today to congratulate all of our candidates from the College of the Arts and from the university. It's been a delight to be on this journey with you as you've been pursuing a degree, and we offer you our best wishes in the years to come.
I'm Anil Puri, Dean of Mahalo College of Business and Economics, and it's my pleasure to congratulate you and wish you much happiness and success on this graduation day. All the best.
I'm William Briggs, the Dean of the College of Communications. On behalf of the college, I'd like to extend my congratulations to all of the graduates who received their degrees. I trust that their stay here at Cal State Fullerton studying in their various fields of endeavor has been a fruitful one and has prepared them for exciting careers and opportunities in the days ahead. I'd like to also extend an invitation for them to come back, visit the campus, support their various departments and programs as loyal alumni. From all of us here at Cal State Fullerton, job well done, congratulations.
Hi, I'm Dean Cavallaro
Barrow from the College of Education, and I want to congratulate all of our graduates in this commencement today. You've made remarkable accomplishments, and I hope that you have a wonderful celebration, and best of luck as you go into the world with your new degrees and credentials.
Hello, I am Dr. Raman Krishnan, Dean of the College of Engineering and Computer Science. You are special graduates graduating today from our great university. I wish you much success in all your future endeavors.
I'm Sherry McMahon, Acting Dean of the College of Health and Human Development. Congratulations, graduates, especially College of Health and Human Development majors. We are so proud of all of your remarkable achievements, and we wish you continued success on your future career paths. And we hope you'll come back and visit us and share all those remarkable experiences with us. Thank you.
of Humanities and Social Sciences, and I want to offer you my heartfelt congratulations for the job well done.
Hello, I'm Bob Cook, Acting Dean of the College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. Today, I would like to extend my congratulations to you, the graduates whom we honor at our commencement ceremonies this year. Also, my congratulations and thanks go to your families and your friends who have supported you in their many ways. Today is truly a special day. It marks a milestone in your lives, one that you will remember forever. We, here at the College of Natural Science and Mathematics, are very proud of your accomplishments. We wish you the best in your future and in your careers. And please, be sure to come back and see us. Let us know how you are doing.
John Bach, University Faculty Marshal. Richard Bullard, University Librarian. Jennifer Faust, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs. Claire Cavallaro, Dean, College of Education. Susan Cooper, Dean, Irvine Campus. Robert Cook, Acting Dean, College of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. Raman Unnakrishnan, Dean, College of Engineering and Computer Science. Anil Puri, Dean, Mahalo College of Business and Economics. William Briggs, Dean, College of Communications. Sherry McMahon, Dean, College of Health and Human Development. Angela Della Volpe, Dean, College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Edgar Trotter, Acting Associate Vice President, Undergraduate Programs. Joe Arnold, Dean, College of the Arts. Dorota Heisinger, Associate Vice President, Graduate Programs and Research. Meek Young Kim Go, Acting Associate Vice President, International Programs. Pamela Hillman, Vice President for University Advancement. Amir Dabirian, Vice President for Information Technology. Paul Carter, President, Alumni Association. Eric New, President, Associated Students Incorporated. William Barrett, Interim Vice President, Administration and Finance. Silas Sabrego, Interim Vice President for Student Affairs. John Bedell, Chair, Academic Senate, but we call him Jack. Steve Murray, Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. John Barry, Keynote Speaker. Willie Hagan, Interim President.
Welcome to the Class of 2012 Commencement Ceremony at California State University, Fullerton. I am Dr. John Bach, Professor of Anthropology, and today I'm serving as a University Faculty Marshal. Please stand as the Cal State Fullerton ROTC Honor Guard proceeds with a presentation of colors. Ms. Sausan Jarjor will then lead us in the singing of the National Anthem, accompanied by the Cal State Fullerton Wind Orchestra, led by Mitch Fennell. Please be seated. The 2012 commencement ceremony of California State University has begun. There are many special guests in the audience today, and we extend our heartiest welcome to each and every one of you. On behalf of the university community and the class of 2012, we thank you for joining us to celebrate these students and their accomplishments. Each student will receive a certificate of recognition for participation at their individual college ceremonies at which their individual names will be called. The certificate is signed by the dean of the respective college and the president of the university. At this time, I would like to invite the interim president of Cal State Fullerton, Dr. Willie J. Hagan, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Bach. And let me once again congratulate you on receiving the university's highest honor awarded to a faculty member, the Outstanding Professor Award. Your record of superior teaching and distinguished scholarship exemplify the true meaning of the Outstanding Professor Award. A brief summary of Dr. Bach's contributions as a scholar, student mentor, and role model for others, and as a campus leader may be found on page 8 of today's commencement program. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Bach. Also, I would encourage you to read today's commencement program, where you'll see the many outstanding accomplishments and contributions of the Cal State Fullerton faculty, students, and staff. In addition to congratulations, I also want to say thank you. Thank you to Dr. Bach and to our entire faculty. You have my utmost gratitude, admiration, and respect. Without you and your teaching, mentoring, and support, none of us would be here today wearing these gowns of accomplishment. Cal State Fullerton is in the business of providing opportunity and takes seriously its mission to enhance student access and success. Today's graduates and thousands of Cal State Fullerton alumni achieve their educational dreams and attain personal and professional success thanks to the efforts of our faculty. Would all of the faculty here today please stand? I also want to say thank you to the thousands of friends and family here with us today, investing in you, our graduates, celebrating this milestone and your success. Family and friends, your support, encouragement, and guidance made a difference. Thank you. I would like to ask our graduating students to please stand, turn, and thank your family and friends for all they have done for you. As some of you may know, these are my first and last commencement remarks here at Cal State Fullerton. In 3 weeks, I leave to become president of Cal State Dominguez Hills. And while I look forward to joining my new campus, Cal State Fullerton has been a rich and rewarding part of my life for the past 16 years, and I will miss this place and the people here tremendously. But Cal State Fullerton has an outstanding new leader starting on June 11th. Dr. Mildred Garcia, currently president of Cal State Dominguez Hills, will be taking the helm as president. Dr. Garcia has a simple but profound belief about educating students. She says all of us are educators, the faculty, the staff, the volunteers, the family and friends, and I agree with her. I know she looks forward to joining the Fullerton family of educators and continuing our tradition of providing a high-quality education for our students. I would be remiss, of course, if I didn't thank the person most responsible for me being here today, and that is President Milton A. Gordon. President Gordon spent the last 22 years of his life leading and building this great university, and it was his support, mentorship, and trust that provided me with the opportunity to serve as interim president at Cal State Fullerton and subsequently to become president at Dominguez Hills. Again, a round of applause for President Gordon and his 22 years of visionary leadership. As I said, this is my first commencement speech, and I have to admit I am both excited and full of dread. After all, who in their right mind wants to stand in front of 30,000 people and talk? And in all honesty, when the CSU chancellor asked me to be interim president, my first thoughts were, I hope I can pull it off. Followed shortly thereafter by, oh man, I have to do a commencement speech. Seriously, that thought alone of having to speak in front of such a large audience was almost enough to make me turn the job down. Let me be clear, I do not like public speaking. I learned many years ago, however, that when you run from the things that scare you, they will scare you the rest of your life. So I often accept public speaking requests, not because I want to, but because for me, every small speech is an inoculation against the fear to having to give a big speech like the one today. I accept requests to speak to force me to face my fears and not be defeated by them. Things you fear are opportunities for victory, for growth. Don't easily pass them by. Today for you, a short, possibly inspiring speech would be a success. For me, the very act of standing here is my personal victory. Why am I telling you this? As I prepare for today's talk, I hope sharing my dislike of public speaking might be something you could learn from. I have sat in your seat getting my undergraduate degree, my master's, and my doctorate, listening to numerous commencement speeches. So I asked myself, what did I want to know when I was graduating sitting where you are today? I wanted to hear an inspiring speech, but most of all, I wanted to hear a short speech. Like you, I had friends and family I wanted to go take pictures with and parties to attend. Short, I will guarantee you, inspiring, each of you gets to decide. Then I asked myself, what life lessons do each of you need to know to help you have an even more fulfilling future? The answer, I decided, is at the root of one of the most powerful statements older adults have always made and continue to make. It is a statement that sums up all of our desires to live life the right way, the best way. The fact is, as we get older, no matter how successful our lives have been, we look back on our life and know mistakes were made, opportunities were missed. The girl that got away because you were too shy. The friendship lost because of words spoken in anger, later regretted but never apologized for. The statement at the heart of what you need to know, and I'm sure you've all heard before, is simply this: man, I wish I knew that when I was young. A simple statement reflecting wisdom gained later in life that could have been extremely helpful in preventing youthful mistakes and later regrets. Because you are all young, or at least young at heart, I am going to save you from having to wait 20 to 30 years to say, man, I wish I knew that when I was young. I'm going to tell you what many older folks wish they knew when they were your age. And thus armed with this knowledge, you should begin living more fulfilling lives starting today. No need to thank me. I'm the president. It's my job. When I was young, and I'm speaking for people my age, I wish I knew friends and family are more important than material things. You may total up your wealth at the end of your lives, but I guarantee if you do not feel the richness and wealth of having family and friends, you will feel poor. Invest in your careers in the stock market. Make lots of money if that's important to you. But be sure you always invest in your family and friends while you are young. When I was young, I wish I knew not to spend so much time worrying about what other people thought about me. A lot of time, a lot of life is wasted trying to meet others' expectations. Time is valuable, finite. Don't waste it worrying about what other people think or trying to be someone you're not. When I was young, I wish I knew not to put things off until later. I'll call my friend later. I'll go dancing when I lose weight. I'll travel with my family when I retire. My father-in-law is going to travel the world with his wife when he retired. But you can guess the story. She died of cancer before he retired. Neither one of them traveled anywhere, let alone the world. My wife and I travel now. And when we don't have time to travel, we spend time together. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when we retire, but now. Live your life now. It's okay to plan for the future, but again, live your life now. When I was young, I wish I knew fear of rejection or failure is no excuse for not doing it anyway. You don't ask someone for a date because you're afraid of rejection. You don't take on a difficult task for fear of failing in front of others. Then before you know it, you're older, and in your heart of hearts, you know you let the one you really loved get away, or you passed away a really cool opportunity because you were afraid. I guarantee, when you are older, the regret of not doing something you should have done or were afraid to do far outweighs the regret of being rejected or failing or making a mistake on something you did do. When I was young, I wish I knew to let things go, things that were bothering me. Those angers, grudges, failures that torment us are not worth the psychological energy it takes to sustain them. So much of life is lived inside your mind, in stories you make up and treat like reality, in dreams, fantasies, regrets. Regrets, anger, grudges, they take up a lot of room in your mind. Learn to let them go, and you will have more room for the life you want to live, the life you're supposed to live, to be the kind of person you want to be. Okay, I'm beginning to sound like Oprah, so I'm going to stop with those right now. But you get my point. Life is short when you are older looking back on it. But as you get older, you realize it's the same distance when you're young looking forward. That's why we wish we knew then what we know now. We wouldn't waste as much of life. We would enjoy it more, experience it more. Despite being one of my favorite poets, when Dylan Thomas writes, "Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light," I think he's wrong. Live a fulfilled life with people you care about and who care about you, free of worry and what others think, and a spiritual direction that works for you. No need to rage against the dying of the light. Enjoy its last rays with few regrets. Live with wisdom. Live a wonderful life. One of my favorite quotes by Hunter S. Thompson says it best: "Life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, 'Wow, what a ride.'" To you graduates, I commend you to this: a life of hard work, great fun, adventure, and chance. Play in battle, whichever is appropriate. Get banged up and bruised along the way. Live with passion and grace. Leave a wake behind you. Accept the rain and sunshine alike. Embrace the signs of age, the gray in hair. Follow the advice of Pema Chodron, who says, "Lean into the sharp points and fully experience them. The essence of bravery is being without self-deception." I encourage you to whoop and holler in pain or joy, and to live a life so that at the end, you too can shout, "Wow, what a ride." Well, this is all I wanted to say to you. And again, I appreciate your listening. So enjoy today's ceremonies, and when we're done, get out there and have fun with your life. The past is informative, but it's what you do from here on that matters. Again, congratulations and job well done. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Silas Abrego, Acting Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Abrego.
Thank you, Dr. Hagan. On behalf of Student Affairs, I extend my congratulations to the class of 2012 and their families and friends. I wish you a very healthy and productive life. You have finally reached a point where it is time to focus on the opportunities and not the obstacles. We all hold one thing in common: an appreciation for knowledge and how it can enrich our lives. During your time at Cal State Fullerton, you have benefited from an educational environment which proves that diversity exists with quality. And we hope that you have come to understand the common humanity underlying all people, that you will sustain your pride in your own identity and heritage, and that you have increased your understanding of and respect for the diverse community in which we live. I encourage you to use what you have learned both inside and outside the classroom, to involve yourself in meaningful, cooperative relationships with your peers, your local community, and your university as active alumni. You, the graduates today, are indeed the leaders of tomorrow. Congratulations and good luck. Cal State Fullerton is proud of you. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Eric New, President of California State University, Fullerton, Associated Students.
Thank you, Dr. Abrego, for the introduction. Wow, what an honor to be here today and represent on behalf of 36,000 students in Cal State Fullerton, as well as be a part of the class of 2012. I thank God for giving me the opportunity standing here, and thank you, Titans, for selecting me as your AISI president this year. Without you, I wouldn't be here standing in front of the podium. Thank you. So, I had a lot of time to prepare for today. I was researching for the best commencement speech I could ever find. You know, trying to find for the most powerful messages, the funniest comments, and a lot of them are from people very famous, successful that I aspire to become after college. People like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, past US presidents, CEOs, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Then I realized something, that it doesn't matter how hard I try, I can never beat them. Because the most successful person I can ever become is myself. And that is what we are good at, Titans, being the best of ourselves. Do you guys remember the first day in college? Look at yourself today. Look at your friends around you. We're no longer strangers, but instead, we're friends, best friends, boyfriends or girlfriends, brothers and sisters. I hope you all took this time to value these relationships, because these are the best treasures that we have acquired during our years in college. And today will be the last day that all of us will be at the same place at the same time. Book smarts are necessary for us to get a degree and pass a test, but people skills, networking skills are necessary for us to live and survive. If there's one thing I can tell you, I can't really tell you about the name of my first professor, but I can tell you about my first day in college, my first few friends in Cal State Fullerton, the first time I got involved, whether just like you guys, whether it's join the clubs or organization, a fraternity or sorority, the first time I put an all-nighter for finals week just like a couple days ago. Because these are experiences that developed my character, that helped me grow and shaped me as a person. These are the experiences that transformed me from a shy immigrant who came to the country at the age of 13, who could not speak the language, to ultimately become the university student government president of the largest Cal State in the system. Thank you. We each have defining events and memories that make us who we are, and these were some of mine. As we're reaching another important point in our lives, we tend to ask ourselves the same question, just like when we first got into college. What now? The honest answer for me is, I don't know. I can't even tell you what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone 5 years from now. I have no idea where life will take me, or rather, where I will take life. But as I look out into the sea of faces in front of me, that I know I am looking at the future of our country. I am looking at the future doctors, the future lawyers, the future 500 CEOs, superstars, politicians, and everything in between. Some of you will be here, go on, set records, as well as shatter them. Come up with the next great invention, the new Facebook, the new Twitter. Forget about the iPhones, especially for those of you who are still on it, updating your Instagram status. Some of you will cure cancers. The possibilities are endless. After years and thousands of dollars investments, we have the tools to shape and build the future as we see it fitted and molded into a product of our imagination. Never let any limitations impede on your ability to conquer challenges before you or make you fearful of pursuing opportunities that you never imagined. Remember, once a Titan, always a Titan. The future is ours. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. New. I would now like to introduce Mr. Paul Carter, President of the California State University Fullerton Alumni Association and alumnus of the class of 1992, Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. Mr. Carter.
Thank you. Good morning, class of 2012. 20 years ago, I sat right down here for my graduation ceremony, and like you, I was so excited. I wanted to rush on to the next stage of my life, and I just couldn't look forward enough to the future. So my first bit of advice to you is savor your accomplishment. Take the summer off. There will be plenty of summers in the future years for you to work. There's never been a time in my life that I was not proud of the fact that I attended and received a degree from Cal State Fullerton. On the Fullerton campus, what really counts is not your family, not how much money you might have, or the color of your skin, or your racial or national background, but it's your character. From the day a man or a woman enters Fullerton, he learns to respect the dignity of his fellow students and his fellow man. You cannot spend time on this campus without coming away with a concern for peace, for human rights, for the less fortunate peoples of this and other lands, for every cause which can contribute to providing a freer, fuller life for all the people of the world. So here is my charge to the class of 2012. Wherever you go and whatever you do, let your example help to make men and women see a little clearer the glory of justice, the beauty of friendliness. May you forever have as your goal not simply the aim of making a good living for yourself, for which your education has admirably prepared you, but the higher objective of making this world a better place for all of us to live in. Now, as graduates, you are embraced as members of the Titan family. And a special thanks to the nearly 2,000 graduates who recently joined the Alumni Association. You've taken an important step in dedicating yourself to a lifelong commitment to Cal State Fullerton. May you go on learning the rest of your life so that you may enjoy the fruits of your endeavors and fulfill the promise of your talents in Fullerton education. And stand tall with Titan pride.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. John Jack Bedell, Professor of Sociology and Chair of the Academic Senate, who will give greetings on behalf of the faculty.
We're going to do a little something different for a few minutes because I want to come down to where the faculty belong, and that's by the students. At the risk of sounding like Sophia of Golden Girls, picture it. Over 200,000 graduates. Cal State Fullerton ranks 7th in the country in giving undergraduate degrees to minorities. 4th in the country to giving degrees to Hispanic surname students. And just this week, President Hagan signed the first total ban on smoking in the CSU. That's your campus. Now, if I have a theme today, and I don't, it's no small dreams. You guys worked too hard to get here to have small dreams. Those people back there worked too hard for these people to have small dreams. So on behalf of the over 1,000 faculty, thank you for sharing these students with us. We appreciate it. I have some tassels for the young children so that they can remember this day and come to Cal State Fullerton. Anybody would like them, please come get them. We hope to see you as a future Titan. Share. Winston Churchill once said, never, never, never give in unless it's to honesty and common sense. So we hope one thing you got from your GE program was common sense and honor, okay? Now, if you saw that great, great movie, this picture of excellent art, Legally Blonde, remember, they weren't too nice to Elle when she arrived at Harvard, right? And I think part of it was she was from California, all right? Also, she said in her commencement speech, be yourself. Don't judge people by first impressions. And most importantly, be true to yourself, okay? So, Michael Bloomberg, the mayor of New York, recently said it's really important that when you leave here today and leave this Cal State, which will become your alma mater in a few hours, that you have independent thought and give back. Be of service to those who have been a service to you, okay? Very important. And remember, if Grandma got you a card, and if Uncle Michael came from Albuquerque to be with you today, thank them. I want to close by thanking you for choosing Cal State Fullerton. We know you're so good, you had many options, but you shared yourself with us. And for that, I am personally, and I know your faculty, are eternally grateful. So remember, no small dreams. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. It is now my pleasure to invite President Hagan back to the lectern to introduce our keynote commencement speaker, President Hagan.
Thank you, Dr. Bach. It is now my pleasure to introduce our 2012 commencement keynote speaker, Mr. John Berry, Director of the United States Office of Personnel Management. Mr. Berry has worked in the federal government for more than 20 years and was appointed in 2009 as Director of the Office of Personnel Management. In his current role, Mr. Berry is responsible for reinvigorating the federal workforce to meet the challenges of the 21st century and for recruiting, hiring, and setting benefit policies for 1.9 million federal civilian employees. In Mr. Obama's words, Mr. Berry is charged with making government cool again. Mr. Berry's first developed expertise in federal employee and retirement issues during 10 years as legislative director for Congressman Steny Hoyer of Maryland, now the House Democratic Whip. During the Clinton administration, Mr. Berry served as Deputy Assistant Secretary and Acting Assistant Secretary for Law Enforcement at the Department of the Treasury, where he had direct line authority over 40% of the federal law enforcement community, and as Assistant Secretary for Policy Management and Budget at the Department of the Interior. From 2001 to 2008, Mr. Berry's focus turned to conservation, first as Director of National Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and subsequently as the Director of the National Zoo. Mr. Berry also has the unique honor of having a lion cub at the National Zoo named after him, John the Lion. And if having a lion named after you isn't motivation to succeed enough, I don't know what is. Mr. Berry holds a master's degree in public administration from Syracuse University and obtained a bachelor's of arts degree in government and politics from the University of Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. John Berry to deliver the commencement address to our class of 2012. Mr. Berry.
Wow, I have a fan. President Hagan, thank you. Student President Eric New, thank you. Old and dear friend, Dr. Abrego, it is an honor to be with you. And graduates, congratulations. Congratulations to you, but also to your parents, your professors, and your loved ones who have raised you up, taught you, and stood by you. Don't these folks look good in cap and gown up here? Now, when it was my turn to sit in cap and gown, it was 1980, and things were a little different. You actually had to pick up the phone to know who was calling. A tumbler was a kind of cup. And Angry Birds was the plot of a very scary Alfred Hitchcock movie. In 1980, milk was $2.16 a gallon, and my undergraduate tuition at the University of Maryland was $442 a semester. Today's graduates often owe more than $25,000 in loans, and it is a heavy chain holding you back, and one that my generation has got to help you find a way to break. Perhaps most unbelievable of all, back in 1980, Democrats and Republicans were often friends, and they regularly worked together, even in Congress, to get things done. Now today, our politics have grown divided, deeply divided, and compromise is too often seen as a failure. But that's not the way it should work. So here is your challenge. Heal the nation. No one party has a lock on the truth. No one party has every solution. Our debates need a lot less anger and irony and a whole lot more humility. They should be about thinking through solutions and arriving at compromises that make the best sense for our country. Now, how do we get beyond the yelling and the finger pointing? I try to ask myself 3 questions. Is this how I would treat myself? What uplifts the weak? What defends the rights of the unpopular? I also try to lead by example. I was sworn in by a dear friend and mentor, Connie Newman. Connie was appointed the first African-American director of OPM by President George Herbert Walker Bush, and she is a passionate Republican. Now, I recognize that it is hard to rally a call to compromise. But I want you, our brightest up-and-comers, to break the gridlock that is now too common. Find ways to work with people who disagree with you, and make sure the Hunger Games remain a fantasy and never a reality. Now, this will take time, and it will take changing many minds. But minds do change. I grew up at a time when being gay was clearly not okay. And yet I knew I was from a very young age. I learned to hide it because I was afraid. I was afraid that my God didn't love me. I was afraid that my family, and especially my very conservative father, would reject me. I was afraid that my dream of a career in public service would be forever deferred. Now, from your perspective, this all probably seems silly. But times were different then. In 1957, not long before I was born, a man named Frank Kameny was fired from his federal job solely for being gay. Keep in mind, this was a man who had fought his way foxhole to foxhole across Europe in World War II with Patton's army, came home and got a Harvard PhD, and then told he was unfit to serve. In fact, he was told that every gay person was unfit and a security risk. He was called a criminal and a pervert by the head of the Office of Civil Service, the office that I now hold. Frank fought back. He fought all the way to the Supreme Court. Even the ACLU backed out, and he lost. But he persisted, and he joined together with allies, and slowly, at times very slowly, he changed opinions and he changed laws. American psychiatrists stopped counting homosexuality as a disease, and laws finally stopped counting gays as criminals. Because Frank demanded equal treatment, he made my career possible. As for myself, I faced my fears. I drew strength from my faith, finding joy in the extravagant and all-encompassing love of God. I spoke to my family and my father. Now, when I came out, my dad asked me to never bring my partner to the house. And this was hard because we were a close family, and we gathered every Sunday for dinner even after we had all left home. 10 years later, when my partner was dying of AIDS, it was my father, a man who had survived the Great Depression and Guadalcanal, who held him in his arms weeping and saying, "I love you like my own son." Minds do change. Wounds do heal. That is the value of truth. It lays a bedrock of certainty that the sand of half-truths cannot rival. Be true to yourself and your values, because the whole world needs the whole you. We need each and every one of you. If you hold back, or if you are held back by prejudice, by failure, or by cynicism, it is our world that will miss out. We need the power of your diversity, the passion of your religion, the energy of your age, and the strength of your family and home. You know, we often think of diversity as a concept that was born in the 1960s. But think about it. The first person killed in the American Revolution was Crispus Attucks, a black man with Wampanoag ancestry who died at the Boston Massacre in 1770. In 1863, Corporal Joseph H. DeCastro carried the Massachusetts flag into the battle at Gettysburg. With only his flagpole as a weapon, he struck down opponents amidst the onslaught of Pickett's charge and became the first Hispanic American awarded the Medal of Honor. In 1883, the world's longest suspension bridge, taller than any building in the Western Hemisphere, the Brooklyn Bridge, an engineering wonder and marvel, was capably managed through construction to completion by Emily Roebling. And the moonshot? The average age in Neil Armstrong's mission control room in Houston was 26. 26. And throughout our history, the motto sparkles on our coins. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Diversity made America, and it makes America great. Our country is the freest nation in the world. And our secret is that we have better unlocked the potential of our people and their creativity and their optimism. And the good news for you is our best days still lie before us. Each of you can serve your country in any way that you can imagine. And I hope that some of you will consider government service because it offers a place to do great good and on a scale that simply can't be beat. We have just launched a new program. You will like the name of it. It is called Recent Graduate. And it gives you 2 years to easily join the federal government after you graduate. So I hope you will consider it. But wherever you go, public, private, or nonprofit, do good. And if you find yourself working for a bad person, walk away. No matter how much they're paying you, no matter how much power they're offering you, walk away. Now let me leave you with a last thought about our moment in history and how we compare to the past 6,000 years of recorded human history. Think about it. We have decoded the human genome, walked on the moon, and recently, a week ago, our space shuttle Discovery retired after flying 140 million miles. Research that took my generation 2 days and 3 trips to a library, you all do with 2 thumbs in 3 minutes. If the printing press launched the age of reason, what wonders will your smartphones yet unlock? More is possible than ever before. You are better than all of us. And so we expect more from you. Make something great. Make it so wonderful that ages hence, people will look back, as we all do, to the age of Pericles and the Renaissance and say, there, that is what people can achieve and accomplish. Make an age worthy of a name. Make us proud, even prouder than all of us are here today. God bless your every effort, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Berry, for your inspiring and thought-provoking remarks on how to be successful in your career in life. It is now my pleasure to invite Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Steve Murray, to the podium. Provost Murray.
It's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you here today to this memorable event, the 2012 Commencement Ceremony. I serve as the Interim Provost at California State University, Fullerton. I'm sure that you know what interim means, but probably not too many of you know what a provost is or does. Don't feel bad. The provost is the chief academic officer of the university, with responsibilities for recruiting and retaining an excellent faculty, which we have, and for overseeing the development and offering of excellent undergraduate, graduate, and professional instructional programs, which we have. These are essentially the academic functions of the university. By the way, the modern use of the term provost really has little to do with its historical origins, which were in line with the provost character in Shakespeare's Measure for Measure. He was a prison warden. Now obviously, this is not the role I play here at California State University, Fullerton. Students, your graduation today with a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree is a truly special and life-advancing event. You are graduating from a campus regarded as one of the signature institutions in the Western United States, and you will be joining a Cal State Fullerton alumni that now numbers more than 200,000. Our alumni are making big impacts throughout the region and beyond, and I'm confident that you will be joining them. I hope you found your time here with us to have been one of professional and personal growth, and that you had some fun along the way. I know that each of you and your families face many challenges to get to this point, but believe me, it will be worth it. We know that college graduates will earn more income, live longer, healthier lives, be happier, and make more significant contributions to our communities and our nation than those that were unable to advance their education. And you know, your education is something that can never be taken away from you. It's now time for me to recognize those graduates earning the Doctorate of Education or EDD degree, and those students that have earned their bachelor's degrees with honors. It's a pleasure to recognize our students graduating with their doctorates in education today. With those graduating with EDDs, please stand. Today we have 30 students graduating from Cal State Fullerton's Doctorate of Education program that began in fall 2007. Congratulations to each of you. Let's give them a hand. You may be seated. It's now my pleasure to recognize our honors students. Outstanding scholastic achievements at the baccalaureate level are recognized upon completion of degree requirements by the awarding of honors, the eligibility of which is explained in your program. In recognition of their scholastic excellence, all honors students are given a medallion with the seal of California State University, Fullerton, imprinted on it. And the level of honors achieved is engraved on the reverse side. Although their names are annotated in the commencement program, I would now like to recognize each group of honor students. Please hold your applause until honor students have been recognized. First, students graduating summa cum laude, wearing their medallions with blue ribbons, would you please stand and remain standing? Students graduating magna cum laude, wearing their medallions with orange ribbons, would you please stand and remain standing? And students graduating cum laude, wearing their medallions with white ribbons, would you please stand? Congratulations to all our honor students. And we have quite a few of them out there. Please be seated. Okay, now's the time that you have all been waiting eagerly for. Will all the doctorate graduates and candidates please stand? Will all the master's graduates and candidates please stand? And now, will all the baccalaureate graduates and candidates please stand? That should be all of you. President Hagan, on behalf of the faculty of California State University Fullerton, I'm pleased and honored to present to you the graduates and candidates of the class of 2012 for the conferring of their degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Murray. Doctoral graduates and candidates, master's graduates and candidates, baccalaureate graduates and candidates, it was great privilege and honor before valued family members and friends, and upon the recommendation of the administration and teaching faculty of California State University Fullerton, and by the authority vested in me as president of the university by the University Board of Trustees, to confer upon all of you, completing requirements, the degrees for which your name is listed in our commencement program, together with the rights, privileges, opportunities, and responsibilities our society attached thereto. Your diplomas will stand as testimony to your possession of these degrees. As a symbol of conferral of your degree, baccalaureate candidates may now move the tassel from the right side of their caps to the left. Congratulations.
The 2012 University Commencement Ceremony is now concluded. We ask that the audience remain seated as the platform party exits the stage. When the platform party is exited, please go to the location of your college commencement event. Congratulations to the graduates of 2012 and their families and friends attending today. We hope you enjoy your day on campus. The 2012 University Commencement Ceremony for California State University is now concluded. Congratulations to all of you for reaching this significant milestone in your life.